Welcome to Radio Works World Show. This is your courage host, Angelika Breukers, and I'm speaking today from the UK in Oxfordshire. And it is at the moment a very sunny afternoon. Today I would like to talk to you about how to overcome challenges and difficult situations. First of all, I'd like to share a story with you. Even though it has happened to me when I was a child, you will see it is quite relevant. Then I like to share a little tool that I actually have used myself, which helped me to overcome changing my thoughts and helping that. It helped me also to change my belief. So I start with the story. As you probably know, I'm from Germany, and in Germany, once a year, they have carnival time. And everybody goes a bit crazy, dressing up, and they think of funny stories to tell and jokes. And also, children are invited to speak. So a friend of mine, she persuaded me to go on stage with her to have this funny dialogue. And I said to her, I says, well, look, I'm not sure if I can do this. Anyway, we practiced and I did well. So the day came, and if you would have been with me in 1966, you would have seen me on stage, dressed up as a clown, and so is my friend. She's standing on the right-hand side of the stage. And we were about to start our little dialogue, which was very funny. 300 people in front of us. And at the back, there were some people as well. So about 10, 15 minutes into this dialogue, I missed my line. And my friend looked at me, I looked at her, and I didn't know at the time that actually I was dyslexic. When I'm stressed, then what happens is it just gets worse if I have to read, explain, or say something. So I could not recover from that situation. And my friend and I, we were asked in front of 300 people to leave the stage. Now, you can imagine that felt like somebody just pulled the ground away from under my feet, and I just fallen into this deep, deep, deep hole, and there was nobody to catch me. I felt devastated. So what is the point of me telling you the story? Well, actually, I'm now speaking to you. So we can overcome our trauma, our challenges that we have experience in our childhood. Even though I didn't speak much in my childhood, in my teenage years and in school, but it stayed with me. But I finally have overcome it, and I'm speaking. I am a speaker. So now I would like to share a little tool that I have used, because when we're in a situation where we're dealing with a problem or difficulty, we feel emotionally and mentally overwhelmed and sometimes quite powerless. The thoughts that are running actually away with us. They either run away with us in the future, which can create more stress, or we think too much about the past. We can't change the past, but what happens is all belief systems that are kind of woken up, and we have this little parrot sitting on our shoulder. What are you thinking? Why do you think you can go for this new job opportunity? And so we have this cycle of thoughts that we are thinking. And what I've noticed when a few years ago, actually longer than a few years ago, I thought, okay, I am in this situation, I am unemployed, and all my thoughts were doing is running in the future. This is going to be terrible. I'm going to be broke. I'm not going to be having any money. I won't be having a job to support myself. I want to do my workshops and I'm not getting the help that I need. So I remembered reading a book, and what I learned is that you actually can control your thoughts. You actually can choose what you think. So I became very aware of what I was thinking. And when I noticed that I was thinking in a negative way, I thought, well, what do I actually want to think here? So I wrote a little message out. So, for example, I'm never going to get a job. Do I really want to think that? No, I don't. So what I did is I thanked the thought for the message and then wrote down on a piece of paper what I actually wanted to think. And in this scenario, it was, I'm going to find a job that will earn me enough money to support myself. Also, I will enjoy my job and I will meet a lot of new people that are very nice and supportive to me. So the same with the workshop. Oh, I'm never going to find somebody that is going to help me with my workshop because I really wanted to do that. I have a message to share. And I did the same thing. Rather than thinking continuously the negative thoughts, I changed it. I said, thank you, and wrote down on a piece of paper what I actually want to think. So I am not saying to always think positively, because we can't always think positively. It's impossible. And also not to ignore our emotions that we're feeling or suppressing the thoughts and the emotion that actually comes with the thought. Because if you not feeling too good, then check out what you're actually thinking. And you will find that your thoughts are not exactly happy thoughts. Because if you'd be having happy thoughts, you would be feeling happy. So what we're thinking affects our body physically, emotionally. So if you change the thoughts that you are thinking, then you will break the cycle. Yeah, it's like what I'm thinking is what I'm feeling. So how do I start to feel better? Well, I will start to feel better if I change what I'm thinking. So this takes effort. But I can tell you it is worth it. Why is it worth it? I practiced this for 3 months. And I'll be honest with you, at some days I felt like I was hurting my brain. But then one day, because I've been practicing this, my brain just did it by itself. It switched to the positive thought that I always had lined up and was thinking. What has happened here? What actually does happen? What actually happens is when we do this, or when I've done this exercise, and if you are going to do that, what actually happens is that we're creating new positive neural pathways. And eventually, the negative neural pathways, they actually fall away. They die. So isn't that incredible? It's actually how much control we have of our own way, of our own brain and the way that we think. So you can use this for any negative thoughts that you have. You actually can change your belief about yourself like this as well. When you have doubt about yourself, when you're not feeling good enough, and this little parrot appears on the shoulder, don't be silly, you can't do that. Then I simply used to say, Thank you very much, poet. But now go and sit on a tree. I really appreciate your message, but this is not what I choose to think. Because what I choose to think is, I am good enough and I can do this. I can be that speaker. I can be that workshop facilitator. Yeah, whatever it is for you that you want to overcome and be. Now, I briefly mentioned earlier, yes, you know, it's impossible to actually be thinking positive thoughts all the time. And there's been a lot on Facebook about positive thinking. Positive thinking itself does not work. Yeah, we have to take action as well. And with the little exercise I just been sharing with you that I've been doing, you need to, you know, we can't just think about it positive and this is what we're going to do and this is what's going to happen. We actually physically have to do it. Making a note. This is what I want to think instead of this thought. If we just sit there and think, oh wow, this is just going to fall into my lap, then it's going to be a long wait. And also, the other thing is our comfort zone. We only learn when we are out of our comfort zone because we are not challenged enough in our comfort zone because it all feels nice and cozy. And yes, I suppose we can make changes when we are in our comfort zone, but it's a little bit like this. Just imagine you're coming one day into your living room, you've been feeling quite happy there, but you know, you feel a bit agitated, job has been irritating you, and you need a change, you fancy a change. So what happens is you change the sofa around, you exchange some pictures, perhaps you change the curtains, yeah? Or you buy yourself a new bookshelf. These are changes that I can see ourselves do in the comfort zone on an external basis. But the real changes, they are being made within us. We have to go within us and find the courage to step out and to be brave, to choose what we really want to think so that we can change our life and the story that we tell to ourselves and to others all the time. It needs to change. And it starts with the thoughts, changing the thoughts that we have. Because change your story and change your life. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, well, it is just done when you step out into the cold. Because that's going to give you, how can I put it? It's like jumping into cold water and then you think, oh, I got to do something about this. This is very uncomfortable. How can I change? How can I get that job? How can I go and learn what I want to learn? Because it feels a bit uncomfortable. And that shifts us into action. But if we sit on the sofa, it's like, oh, well, yeah, it's very comfortable here. There is a very nice quote from Albert Einstein, insanity. I don't know if I can repeat it word by word, but you will get the gist. And the quote is something like this. Insanity is every day doing everything, the same things, yeah, every day, the same routine, thinking in the same way, and expecting a change. Well, that is not going to happen, is it? We need to, when we want change, we need to change things. And with the little exercise that I have done, writing down what I wanted to think and chose to think those positive thoughts in a in a better way, has helped me to overcome difficulties, challenges, and my feeling of being overwhelmed. So I highly recommend for you to give this a go. And if you want to message me, then you can do that on Facebook. You can find me there about any success, or if you have any questions. And change your story, change your life. I'm going to leave you with that, and I will be back very soon and speak about responsibility. So I wish you a very good day or evening, wherever you are in the world, and take care. Watch your thoughts. What we're thinking is what we're creating. Goodbye.